Today we're going to be taking a look at that 2020 action comedy film, Chick Fight. It's featuring Malin Ackerman, Alec Baldwin, and Bella Thorne. So the movie starts out with Anna waking up in the morning and sullenly getting ready for work. Her apartment walls are so thin that she can hear her neighbors through them. And to make it worse, her car's being repossessed due to some late payments.
Hey, Ed, what are you doing?
Now without a car, Anna's forced to walk to her job, which is at a coffee shop. Now the scene cuts to a cop chasing a young boy. Now the boy looks like he's going to get away, but gets body slammed by a policewoman. She swiftly arrests him. And then we find out the young boy's a drug dealer trying to sell some Molly in middle school. After making that arrest, she decides to grab some coffee. So now the policewoman, whose name is Charlene, sits with Anna at the coffee shop counter. Charlene's trying to plan for a fun vacation, but Anna's not interested, instead bemoaning her poor financial state. A few seconds later, an attractive man walks into the coffee shop, and Charlene tries to get Anna to talk to him, but she's too nervous. She tells Anna that her love life would become a lot more exciting if she just had a bit more confidence. Unlike Anna, Charlene is brimming with confidence. So later that night, Anna meets up with her father in his backyard, and they catch up over some beer and reminisce about Anna's mother, who's passed away recently. Anna confesses that she's not doing well financially. Her business is slow, she can't pay her bills, and now her car got repossessed. She hears a sound coming from her father's house and thinks that her father has a woman over. So against his wishes, she races in to go meet her. However, when she gets there, she finds a man instead, and she realizes that her father isn't entirely straight, and they have an honest discussion about his dating life. So now afterwards, Anna calls up Charlene and asks to meet her at the coffee shop. They hang out and talk while smoking J's that Charlene picked from the evidence at work. So when they go to call it a night, a lit joint that they were smoking falls to the floor and sets the coffee shop on fire. Now the fire department arrived and Anna's cafe is unsalvageable. And what's worse is that she doesn't even have insurance. So Charlene, fed up with Anna's depressed attitude, tells Anna to meet her tomorrow night and bring a pillowcase.
What?
Well, Anna's confused, but does so anyway. So the next night, Charlene puts that pillowcase over Anna's head, blindfolding her, and drives Anna to a rundown building. Once there, they meet a woman named Bear, who invites them in. Further inside is a boxing cage with women battling it out for a roaring audience. Charlene reveals that she and Bear run an all-female nightclub.
Kidding me?
Now, a woman comes up to Charlene and challenges her to a fight. She's all angry at Charlene for arresting her son for selling drugs. And Charlene agrees to the challenge and raises the stakes. The loser must leave the fight club for good.
You in the ring.
Naturally, Anna's freaked out and wants to leave. But the rules state that on the first day, you must fight somebody. That sounds familiar. Anna's forced into the ring to fight against another newcomer. Money exchanges hands as bets are placed. And Anna's scared because she's never been in a fight. She shakes hands with Carol, the woman she's fighting, and the match begins. Carol seems timid because it's her first day at the club, so Anna assumes that it'll be an even match. However, Carol strikes hard with a practice roundhouse kick, immediately knocking Anna out. Well, she wakes up moments later with Dr. Roy Park inspecting her. Roy, as a doctor and Bear's brother, is the only man allowed in the club. He deals with any injuries that the fighters receive, so the two talk and it's obvious that there's some chemistry between them. Now after her fight, Anna still wants to leave the club and never come back, so Charlene and Bear take Anna to a different room in the club. This room's a lot cozier, with posters on the wall. She takes a look at the posters and realizes that her mom is in many of them. Bear reveals that not only was Anna's mother, Mary, an excellent fighter, but she also founded the whole club. They watch a tribute video of Mary, filmed a few months before she died of cancer. The women in the video tearfully express how much the fight club means to them and how empowering it is. And Charlene tries to persuade Anna to join the club, but Anna's still saying she doesn't know how to fight. Well, lucky for her, Charlene has just a man in mind to teach her. So the two go to a bar, where a drunk man's poorly lip-syncing on stage. And this drunk man is Murphy. Charlene believes that he can teach Anna how to fight. Anna's not believing it, but Charlene tells her that Murphy was a world champion in 5 different divisions. And then we see Murphy take a dive off stage as he's trying to take off his shirt while 2 men are laughing at him. Now back at home on her computer, Anna watches this video of her mom again and again. She resolves to meet Murphy. So the next day, she goes to that bar and introduces herself. She asks Murphy to train her, but he's skeptical and waves her off. The two laughing bozos from the night before join the conversation and make rude remarks. In a fit of anger, Anna punches one in the face and he falls straight to the floor. Well, Murphy's pleased after seeing that and says that he'll test Anna, and if she passes, he'll train her. All she has to do is punch a watermelon hard enough for it to crack in half. It takes a while, but Anna manages it. Murphy, half asleep on a hammock, tells her to meet him tomorrow morning for training. So Anna's alone in a coffee shop when Olivia, a strong fighter from the night before at the club, approaches her. Olivia believes that the fight club should be for serious fighters, not for ordinary women who just want stress relief. She tries to get Anna to leave the club, but Anna stands her ground and challenges her to a fight in 2 months. So later at that fight club, Anna tells Charlene about that challenge, and Charlene is shocked. She tells Anna that she's as good as dead because Olivia is the champion fighter of that club. And as they're speaking, a woman named Naomi is staring at him from across the room. Charlene explains that Naomi was an excellent fighter who had only ever lost to one person, Anna's mom. So matches begin at the fight club, and Anna watches as Naomi, Bear, and Olivia win their matches. Every time someone wins, they write their names on a dollar bill and stick it to the wall. Now the wall's covered with Olivia's dollars, proving how good she's at fighting. It's now Charlene's turn to fight the woman who challenged her for arresting her drug dealer's son. Charlene hits heavy and knocks that other woman out, instantly winning the match. According to the rules they set, the other woman has to leave the club permanently. But on her way out, the woman threatens to tell the police about the fight club. Now as for Anna's match, she had to fight against a woman who has one broken arm. Anna thinks that the match will be easy, but then the other woman kicks her right in the face, knocking her out. And again, the doctor's attending to her injuries. But while they're conversing, Olivia interrupts him and takes Roy away on a date. Now the next morning, Murphy's training Anna with the help of Chloe, the bartender from the bar. Her first training exercise is to get punched in the head repeatedly to learn how to take in pain. But Anna can't seem to handle that and leaves training. Instead, she goes out job hunting at various cafes. She enters a random cafe to apply and quickly realizes that Olivia is the owner of not just the cafe, but the entire building. Olivia tells Anna all about her date with Roy and then tears Anna's resume into pieces. Well, now angry due to her encounter with Olivia, she heads back to Murphy to continue training.
Let's go.
She lets Chloe punch her in the head again and again, so Chloe keeps punching her until she's too tired to continue, which impresses Murphy. They continue to train for hours. Now afterwards, Anna lays down on the beach and wakes up to Dr. Roy looming above her. They get all intimate, only for her to realize it's a dream when a wave wakes her up. She gets up and suddenly gets hit in the crotch with a coconut by nearby soccer players. So she heads over to the doctor's office to look for possible tissue damage. And then Dr. Roy walks in, to Anna's surprise. So they talk briefly about his date with Olivia before being interrupted by a nurse. So Anna calls Charlene and wants to meet at a gay bar for drinks. She's somewhat surprised to find her father there, so they talk a little while Anna waits for her friend. So now in the mornings, she's training with Murphy while applying for jobs during the day. At night, she heads over to the fight club and slowly begins to win matches. The other women at the club begin to take notice of Anna's improvement. And to spice it up, she gets a 30-day eviction notice from her landlord and multiple job rejections, so she channels that anger into her training. So now we have Roy asking Anna if she's been avoiding him, and she evades that question. Charlene tries to get Anna to leave the club early so she doesn't have to see the next fight, as it's Olivia challenging 3 different fighters at once. Now Olivia wins the fight without even breaking a sweat, and Anna then tells Charlene that she quits. So the next day, Anna skips training. Instead, she's at the beach, watching the waves. She's all upset because even though she's getting better at her training, her life is still a mess. On top of that, her match with Olivia is happening soon. Now Murphy, on the other hand, encourages her to keep trying, uplifting her spirit. She gets a sudden call from Chuck, her father's boyfriend, and rushes to the hospital. Apparently, her father had suffered a mild heart attack, but he's fine otherwise. He gives Anna the property deed to the fight club, and it turns out that Anna's mother was not the only founder of that club. She actually owned the entire building. Dr. Roy briefly appears to check on the patient, and Anna's father, upon sensing tension between Roy and Anna, encourages her to pursue him romantically. And with that, Anna follows the doctor out the room and speaks to him in the hallway. She apologizes for avoiding him, and confesses that she likes him. Well, he admits that he isn't dating Olivia because he likes Anna too. Shortly after, they proceed to get freaky in a nearby supply closet. A few hours later, and it's the match we've all been waiting for. It's Olivia versus Anna. Everyone super pumped, placing bets. Bear first announces Olivia, who comes out to the mixed applause of the audience. Then, Anna's announced. Compared to Olivia, she's looking super nervous. Now, remembering what Murphy taught her, Anna steps into the ring. The odds are stacked against her, and the match begins. Anna lands the first hit, but then gets pummeled by Olivia. Olivia gets her to a chokehold, but Anna manages to recover. She gets up, but is quickly knocked down to the ground. Charlene's yelling at Anna to tap out, but she's refusing to quit. Olivia calls her weak and insults her mother. So invigorated by the insult, Anna gets up and head slams her again and again. She knocks Olivia out with a final punch and against all odds, wins the match. Charlene and Bear come to congratulate when suddenly they hear banging on the Fight Club's door. Charlene's cursing, thinking it might be the cops. Everyone guns for it, except for Anna, who wants to go down with the ship. The police come in and arrest Anna. Well, Anna gets locked up at the police station, but eventually gets bailed out by Charlene and finds out that the girls at the Fight Club pitched in to pay the bail money. Anna tells Charlene that she's figured out a way to keep the Fight Club open by using the building as collateral for a loan. Anna's crimes, assault, unlawful assembly, and a host of other charges could get her up to 2 years in prison. So she hires Chuck to be her lawyer, and together they go to the court hearing. The judge turns out to be none other than Naomi, the fighter who lost to Anna's mom. Fortunately, Anna pleads not guilty, and Naomi winks at her. 3 months later, Anna opened up a new cafe. Her business doing a lot better now, and it's full of customers. Her and Charlene head to the Fight Club, which has been renovated with better lights and even a DJ. Anna greets her boyfriend Roy before getting into the ring for a match. The person she's fighting this time is none other than her best friend Charlene. They playfully exchange insults as they get into the ring, and just before the match starts, she thanks Charlene for introducing her to the Fight Club and changing her life.